product not yet rated.
What the fuck? Hello guys, this is Spartan 106 of Red Light Studios. I have returned with the Redcap, a show I haven't done since last year. Surprisingly on the same date that had 117. No cryptic message there, it's just the day I stopped because I don't know why. Anyway, I'm here to review more Halo news. So let's just get the giant elephant out of the room and review whatever the Hunt the Truth trailer of a trailer was. I don't know why there's a trailer of a trailer, but it didn't actually reveal a trailer. It was something completely different. But, yeah. In hindsight, it's just a sniper rifle shooting Master Chief's face. Which can mean a whole lot of things if you were to interpret it correctly. I mean, it's bullets, it's written text in the bullet, and it's flying off. So if you slow down the video and you check out what all the bullet says, because apparently the words change, which defies all laws of physics. Anyway, the bullet, as it spins, reveals text that apparently possibly might describe the Master Chief. Okay, first word is son. Abductee, which is true, he was abducted. Victim, orphan, yep. Recruit, I can see that, I guess. Soldier, warrior, ally, hero, savior, and last one, which is the worst of all, traitor. This is... And after the 3-day countdown for whatever this trailer was, we get an audio file about some guy named Benjamin something. Let me check this out. You know, just as professional as I was last time, you know, I'm still just here. Yeah, Benjamin Gurgagin. Yeah, I'll just put the text up on the screen there so you can interpret how to spell that. I can't pronounce English, people. Anyway, it's an audio log describing him as a war photographer, newscaster, you know, investigator, and he's investigating the life of the Master Chief and conspiracies, and is he really the hero we thought him to be? And it's kind of like, I guess it's trying to put a face on the Master Chief that he might actually be a villain. And if you've been following, you know, Halo lore and news lately, the idea of Master Chief as the villain in Halo 5 Guardians isn't completely out of the question yet, but it is interesting that they're actually going in this direction. Does this mean they're going to kill the Master Chief off? I don't know. I mean, the thing exploded and then seems pretty dead. I don't know. I don't know where the story's going. I think that's a good thing, because the beta didn't do it for me, it didn't sell me on Halo 5, but the story just might. And I have to say, this interesting conspiracy, like, high-octane story investigation type stuff that actually requires a lot out of the people, out of the viewers of Halo, is quite interesting, and I kind of like the whole Hunt the Truth thing, even though I don't use Tumblr anymore. But yeah, it's an interesting concept for this Halo story. I didn't expect him to do anything like this with the whole bullet thing in the trailer, and I don't know. This is just thrown out of left field, in my opinion, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. If you want to see what the audio file says, I'll leave a link in the description below. And let's go on to, I think, some more interesting matters, because not many people care about the story anymore. I'm sorry. I'm like one of the few people left there. Anyways, ignore the clicking. Let's go into the Halo 5 multiplayer beta. I said I had a first impressions video. It was relatively positive. However, you would have noticed that I actually stopped playing Halo 5 and didn't review any of the game types that they actually released, because it wasn't that fun. I'm going to say it right now. A lot of people enjoyed it. I was not one of those people. I don't know why. I'm just an old Halo 1 fanboy who literally, if it's not Halo 2, I got, even though I don't want to be like that, it's like a subconscious thing when I'm playing like when I'm playing Halo 5. I'm like, I should just be playing Halo 2 right now. Like that's what goes through my head, and I hate it. But the overall numbers were relatively positive. There was over 20 million matches played, and it racked up over 2 million hours of in-game play, in-game play hours, over 2 million hours, which resulted in a whole lot of deaths, over 181 million deaths, and there was a total of about 1 million players, which they said was above what they were expecting. I don't think 1 million players is that much. I don't know. So many other games get so much more than 1 million players, but what do I know? And let's just go on to what I like the most about this post made from GameSpot is the changes, or what they said they were going to fix in the beta. Because the beta was, quite frankly, far from complete, but which was to be expected because it was very early beta. So let's just go into, here's how I'll do this. We have a list of all the changes they're making to certain aspects of the game, and I'm going to discuss what I felt was personally wrong with each one, and then see if they fix it. So Spartan abilities. God damn it, Spartan abilities. Thruster Pack felt clunky, and I didn't feel like it did the greatest, and plus when you're trying to get out of the respawn screen, press X to skip it, because that's what everybody in Halo does. They don't actually look at the freaking, they don't look at the kill cam. Nobody looks at it. It's quite obvious how you died. There's no need for something like that. So, every time you're skipping it with the X button, at least with the control scheme I use bumper jumper, I would exit out of the screen, and then I would thruster pack forward into, nowhere's land. I mean, they can easily just fix it by changing the button combo or putting a delay on it. But the thruster pack was a great idea, and I love the fact that they removed the third-person aspect from Halo 4. But when to balance it, you have to make super bouncy and super explodey grenades that just fly everywhere, and they cause super massive splash damage. I don't know. The reason why I liked Halo so much is that it wasn't really based on your movement. It was based on how you communicate as a team to control areas with your limited movement and to collect the weapons. It required a lot of teamwork to get through this map with limited movement opportunities, like options in the map. But now there's so many options, it's not even that hard to do map control with all of the armor abilities. You can control an area and keep moving around and hold down points quite easily by yourself. I was holding down the map with people I wasn't even communicating with. It was crazy. Typically when you play with a whole bunch of randoms, half of them are shooting off in nonsense land and nobody's doing what they're supposed to. But it's so, basic and simple. And I guess depending on who you are, you might think that's fantastic or awful. Because it's hard to get out of... When your team gets you spawned down, it's hard to get out if you're not communicating. And, even if you have that extra movement speed, it's still hard to get out of a spawn trap when they actually lock down the map perfectly. Which, I don't know. So let's see what they've done with the Spartan abilities. Oh yes, and sprint is always sprint. We all know no one likes sprint. So, let's go into the Spartan abilities that they said they are going to change. So first one up here, and it has to do with sprint, thank you very much. Don't like sprint? Yes. In your luck. Halo 3, Jesus. 343 will now allow you to toggle off sprint and all other Spartan abilities in custom games. You know what that means? That means we're probably going to have a multiplayer game type that has no abilities whatsoever. So that's awesome. And I can turn it off in custom games, so I can enjoy my matches however which I like. They're going to increase base movement speed, which means your speed when you're not sprinting, which I think is pretty good because I did feel like I was moving a little slow when I wasn't sprinting, so it almost made me feel like I had to sprint everywhere, and that's not great. And next question that I have up here is increasing strafe acceleration, which pretty much means that you're going to have much more response and much more clean feeling strafing. And if you play Halo in at least slightly above casual, you might know that strafing is quite important for engagements. And quite frankly, when I was no-scoping, or not scoping in with my BR, and strafing, I didn't feel like it was actually that effective, because the spread of the BR changes when you have it zoomed in and not zoomed in. So, you lose. It's difficult to decide how you're placing your shots when the spread of your BR keeps changing, which kind of makes you feel unfamiliar with such a gun, which is weird. But hopefully, the increased responsiveness with the strafing can help you kind of get used to that a little easier. Next thing up they have that they're going to change, or at least they're saying they're going to change, is reduce the top speed when you're moving or sprinting, which is, I don't know how to react to that one. I felt like sprint was decent enough. I didn't have it, actually, it's been a while since I've played Halo 5, folks, just to tell you that. I didn't actually play like the last 2 weeks, so I was off of it forever. I don't really remember sprinting to actually hinder me in a, I didn't get a lot of situations when I would shoot a guy and he would run away, but that did happen every once in a while, even though I felt like I got him. Especially on, the only map that I really saw a problem with the sprinting was in, Empire. Yeah, that map. Empire, there's so many easy routes you can take to get out of the way. Sprinting was pretty easy, pretty reliable escape option. So maybe that will help with that, it'll kind of force you, maybe instead of running away, you should turn around and take your chances and maybe turn things around a little bit. I kind of like that. So here's another one they're going to do, which I immediately regretted that they actually put this in. Ground Pound. So the Ground Pound is this, I guess you can just put it in as the Havoc punch thingamajiggy from Destiny. That's pretty much what it is. Except it activates on your crouch button. Now, for any Halo fan, anybody who's played any Halo games since any of them besides, Wars, because Wars isn't exactly a first-person shooter Halo game, obviously, you would know that crouch jumping is extremely important. Not just in a multiplayer fighting standpoint, where it makes you a harder target to hit, obviously. It's also good for crouch jumping and other types of things that make you do crazy things. Crouch jump out of a map or something. That's fun as always. You can't do that. You can't fool around with the crouch jumping because you just start floating and then you hit the ground after a few seconds. By the way, it makes you a humongous target. So, kind of removes that crouch jumping. Which they said that they're going to modify the ground pound controls in some way. I don't even know how they're going to do it. So that it doesn't prevent crouch jumping. Which maybe you have to hold down the button for a certain amount of time. But then you're falling. I don't know how they're going to fix that. I would kind of like it if they just had a way of removing it, because even though that effect is interesting, it is not a very large part of the gameplay. There's not going to be really a moment in a game where I feel like, oh, if I just had my crouch jump ground pound activated, I could have gotten that kill. I don't think I would feel that way. I'd feel like, oh, I hit the ground, I pulled my sniper out, and I got myself a no-scope. Or, almost got the kill, where it's still just as satisfying. I don't know if I need ground pound to exist in my Halo game. I don't know. It's fun, yes. But is it required in every match? No. Absolutely not. Next thing that they have is they're going to be just general fixes to the thruster pack, clamber, and ground pound. Which they already announced beforehand. So clamber, I didn't really talk much about clamber. Clamber is, you hold down the jump button and grab up stuff, which kind of removes the aspect of skill jumping in Halo, which also includes crouch jumping, because then you can just clamber onto the ledge if you miss. But I think it actually is good in the aspect that there's maybe 1 second animation that has you lifting up and getting up on there, and it kind of is disorienting at a few seconds after you get up there. Not massively disorienting, but disorienting enough. So I think that it's helpful for the people who can't make the jump, But the people who can make the jump and not have to clamber have, they don't get their face full of freaking walls, so they don't get disoriented. So that means they can turn around quicker and fight whoever is behind them or near them or whatever. I feel like it has the good flaws if you use it, but also there's advantages for not using the clamber and, trying to learn those skill jumps. So I actually do think clamber is a good way of, I guess, getting the noobs or the rookies through the jumping. However, do I think people are going to be using clamber all over the places? Not really, if there's a skill, if you can do it without using the clamber. I mean, I'm pretty sure there will be a few clamber-specific areas in the map, but I just hope they don't overdo the clamber, because it is slightly disorienting. So really, all it really goes down to is, clamber is fine, its map's good. Now here's something I haven't actually read yet, so you might get a genuine, excuse me as I can't talk, reaction from me when I'm looking at these weapons. So, the weapons. Go on weapon balance. It's like make all weapons equally effective, both in zoom and not zoom. So, I have no clue. I just skipped ahead like 30 seconds because I literally had to read this 4 times. The goal is to balance all weapons to be equally effective both in and out of zoom while continuing to respect the function of each mode. So apparently, this probably mostly refers to the light rifles, burst fire, and zoom in, the thingamajiggy. I didn't actually use the light rifle, so I don't know if they made too many changes to it. But that is interesting, because I said before, the BR's bullet spread actually tightens when you zoom in, versus when you're non-zoomed. So it still fires the same fire rate, but the spread of the bullets is different, making it harder to, maybe hit a moving target. Again, that kind of creates conflict within the gun, where you're shooting, you're used to the spread, you're firing dudes, you're firing off headshots 1, 2, 3 when you're zoomed in, but then when you unzoom and you're trying to hit a guy from maybe slightly mid-range, you're finding it difficult because you're used to that you're used to the spread. Used to the original spread when you're zooming in, which I don't know if that should really be in the Halo game. I mean, I guess you could just say, learn it, but I don't know. I mean, I play some Halo 3, and then I go back to like Halo 4 where the spread's completely different in the BR, and I'm like, I don't know. It takes a moment to adjust. It takes a moment to adjust. Same as, Master Chief Collection. It's hard to move from Halo 2 to Halo 4, because they're very different games. And similarly goes, and this is also similar to how it goes with the BR. Like, switching modes is difficult to, I guess, get used to. I don't know what they mean by this comment. Maybe that they're saying that they're going to remove the spread. I have no clue. Next one is a weapon I didn't actually get my hands on, which is the Hydra, which they're going to make more effective when not zoomed in, so that it feels like a true power weapon. I didn't really see the Hydra for myself. What I could have made out of it was that it was kind of like a grenade launcher that homes in on targets. Maybe the homing doesn't really work as effectively when you're not zoomed in. However, they're going to make it more effective. So that's very helpful. Oh, next up on the list, sniper rifle. Improved scope experience to make it less clunky and faster to zoom in with. This is an extremely large problem that I had with Halo 5 Guardians. Is that this sniper rifle was slow, it was chunky, and like it was fine when you're using the normal like default Call of Duty-esque controls. When you're using the thumbsticks to zoom in with your sniper, it felt alien. It took so long. I mean, it wasn't even that long, people played it, it's like maybe half a second maybe, but it feels so unresponsive when you're using the thumbstick. It makes it nearly impossible to snipe when you are using bumper jumper or green thumb or some other control that's not the default. So, hopefully, we're going to make it less clunky and faster to scope in with. I'm hoping that they really boost it, because in the previous Halo games, zooming in, there wasn't any animation at all. I mean, the only reason why they're really adding in is like a scope feature, primarily is because it looks pretty. It doesn't make it half a frame for me. I don't care. It needs to be fast and responsive. That is what makes Halo so fun, is because its controls are so tight and responsive. The sniper made me want to vomit in comparison to like Halo Reach or like Halo 3, when it felt like it was an extension of your body. So, at least they have their mind in the right place. Is 343 going to deliver on this clunky or faster sniper rifle? I don't know. We'll have to see till then. Next weapon is the DMR. Adjust position of the scope to improve visibility. So, to improve visibility, I didn't find it very hard to see the target I was shooting at. But I did find it that the DMR was definitely outshadowed. Like, it was shadowed, like, it was looked down upon in comparison to BR. If there was a BR on the floor, and there was a DMR on the floor, more times than not, I'm going to go grab that BR and start firing with that thing. I mean, obviously, it might just be me going classic, because like, I gotta use the BR, but if the DMR was good, I would have picked it up. I'm guessing making it easier to see when you're shooting down the scope, it will help, but I don't think the position of the scope is the major problem. I think its zoom, I don't know if they maybe should slightly decrease it or maybe increase it a little bit, because something feels weird about the scope. I never feel like I'm having an easy time like lining up my shot. Like every time when I'm zooming in, I feel like, oh, you gotta move it left or right, and it feels weird. Next one is something that Halo Follower said a while back when they were talking about weapon design. And this is talking about the weapon design for the original rocket launcher. So people who don't know, the rocket launcher design for Halo 5 Guardians is drastically different than that of the original Halos, where it was like this dual cylinder, like massively bulking, huge rocket launcher that looked like it came off a tank. The thing was massive, and it was threatening. And I think the best thing I liked about the Halo rocket launcher is that, you know, you don't need the guy to shoot you to know he has the rocket launcher, because it's huge. And the new one, like, blends in with your armor, and it's small and compact, and it looks like it's a real rocket launcher, and I don't know, it didn't fit in with the kind of the cartoonish style that we, you know, learned to love with the Halo rocket launcher. But here they are saying that they're bringing it back as a legendary version of the weapon. In other words, every single power weapon has a legendary version of it. So this one has, like, certain perks, or maybe some type of stat that makes it slightly better than the original rocket launcher, which is very cool. I wonder, they haven't really confirmed this yet, but I wonder if there's going to be legendary versions of primary weapons as well. I would love to see, like, maybe an SMG style, like an original SMG that doesn't have nearly as much recoil, or maybe a BR that, or maybe the legendary sniper rifle can be not the incineration cannon, whatever, the binary rifle, that's it, the 4-under binary rifle. That'd be a cool thing to have, because it's a one-shot kill. I don't know how it would work in a gameplay situation, but I like the idea of legendary weapons. It's kind of like a cool, goofy thing you can put in the middle of every map, and I wonder how they're going to implement that into Big Team Battle, which we don't know anything of yet. The next thing they're going to change, and I'm sorry in advance for how long this video is going to be. I haven't done a video series in forever, and I just want to talk about Halo 5 and get all these thoughts out of my head. Primarily, this is more of a therapy session for me than it is for entertainment for you guys. So, the next thing they're going to change is they're reducing the bonuses for automatic weapons in Smart Link with headshots. So people who didn't know, this is something that they had kind of in Halo CE, where it didn't actually give you a bonus, but it actually registered all the headshots you got. So you can use an assault rifle, and you could, per se, get a headshot off of an enemy player, even though you're using an assault rifle, because it actually registers the hit of the bullet actually making it into the head of the enemy player. So what they did in Halo 5 is that they actually added in a headshot bonus. So you can literally get a kill spraying and praying with an assault rifle faster than another person because you got lucky and your bullets managed to hit his head more than the other guy who was trying to aim. And I find that absolutely ridiculous. I don't feel like there should be a random ass generator of how I get a kill with an assault rifle. I think, an assault rifle should kill in this amount of damage. Like, this amount of the clip should kill my target if I land all my shots into the body. I shouldn't have to worry about headshots, which I absolutely hate. And I did not know about this when I was playing Halo 5. I did not. I didn't even believe that this would be a thing that would add into Halo 5. So I was doing what every other Halo player would do. Don't aim for the head, you're gonna miss your shots. Just aim for the body. It's the same thing as getting headshots. And that's what I did that's what I did the entire time. And I actually got killed because people were getting headshots. I don't know. They're saying they're reducing the bonus. They better be reducing that thing by like 75%, because I don't feel like this should be a thing they're supposed to be adding into Halo. I don't want a random crit bonus, pretty much. This is like random crits at this point. The assault rifle, especially the SMG, fires randomly. The recoil on that thing's insane, pretty much. And even if it's not really that insane, you can control it. The shots still go at pretty much random velocities around the entire map. So, I don't know. I don't think they should be adding that in, but if they reduce it enough where, it gives an extra amount of skill, but I can still, I can fire first. If I fire first and put enough shots in the beginning, I should be able to get the kill before the other guy can turn it around on me. That's what I hope. Because I shouldn't have to think about headshots when using assault rifles. I'm not a big user of the assault rifles, but more times than not, you typically start off with the assault rifle, and I actually enjoy assault rifle start games than others, because, it kind of gives you that rush and feel that you gotta get that BR, and you actually feel powerful using the BR. So the next thing, I talked forever about the automatic weapons. Remove grenade detonation in mid-air based on weapon fire. I did not even know this was a thing. So the grenades would detonate mid-air based on weapon fire. So maybe this has to do... Oh, yes, I know what this means. So, for people who don't know, there was a little bit of rage going on during the beta talking about the auto-aim in Halo 5 Guardians. Because the controls were not really optimized because it's a beta, to make it feel cleaner for players who are not exactly that great, the auto-aim feature actually allows you to hit stuff that you're not actually aiming at. In other words, you can fire bullets past an enemy player and it will take damage if it's, kind of grazing them almost. So, it was pretty crazy. And that also worked with grenades. You can actually look at the general vicinity of a grenade and fire, and it will detonate the grenade out of a person's hand. So, that only kind of made it powerful for you to actually abuse that power, but it also made it really useful for people throwing grenades, because they throw a grenade at you, and you just start to fire, as a grenade is coming towards you. A grenade that would have originally not hit you, maybe, if it bounced away from you, it would have detonated in your face because you literally fired your shot, right in front of the grenade. So, it caused a lot of mid-air explosions to take place. And by the way, grenades, they explode big. Because to make up for the new movement speed and thruster pack, grenades have to do an extra amount of blast radius. So that, they don't become useless. Which... Ugh. I don't like it. Grenades are too large for me now. Next thing up on the list. Abilities to turn on and off vibration feedback. Ability to turn on and off vibration feedback for weapons. I didn't know this was a problem, but a lot of next generation, I guess you can call current generation games, have this problem. And if you remember the Master Chief Collection, in the early days, which are still also a few months ago, Halo 3 had that problem too, where you could not turn off the vibration feedback. And as a player who's always turned off the vibration in their Halo games, it was big. It felt weird. And, I mean, I'm a guy who plays no vibration ever. And there's multiple reasons. First of all, vibration kind of makes your hands, like, really jumpy, and it can cause a lot of misaiming. So if you really want to keep your aim steady, just turn off vibration. And second, and this is more important for people who want to save money, turning off vibration makes your Xbox One controller battery last 5 billion times more than it used to. Like beforehand, I felt like I can use the controller for 30 minutes and it would just turn off on me and fling out, grab another one or grab AA batteries. I don't know. So thank God they're putting that in, because that would have been atrocious if it came in during launch. And then, as they always end every single one of these categories, general tuning and bug fixing and all that. So yes, they're looking into other player complaints. So these were complaints that I had. Most of these things addressed the problems I had. I didn't know about the Hydra, but there's stuff out there. And I know the Halo forums have been seeing to be quite literally done, but these are good. Like, I'm actually quite glad that 343 is listening to what we have to say. And, I mean, you know what? I'm going to continue this conversation after we're done with all the remaining bugs, because it seems kind of end video-ish. Okay, presentation. So, this has to do with the bro-like, yeah, you did it, like, reaction you got every time you played this game. All the Spartans are like Spartan 4s, and I don't know, and they're all very bro-like. So, I don't know, I didn't actually really mind the bro-like Spartans. I mean, it's something I can just ignore, and in the end, you know, like, I don't think, as long as it doesn't interfere with my gameplay and I can potentially turn it off in theater mode, I really wouldn't care about the commentary that the players or the Spartans have. But if I could not turn it off, I would go insane. Most definitely. So, let's see what they are going to do. So, remember those victory screens when Spartans would chest bump and high five? Yeah, I kind of find them hilarious, I'm not going to lie. 343 now thinks it doesn't quite fit with the gamer tone. Or the game's tone, excuse me, I can't read. As a result, you can expect the final sequences to feature considerably fewer chest bumps and high fives. So, in other words, I'm pretty sure they're removing those intro sequences, or removing those sequences altogether. So, that's good. I think I would enjoy that more, potentially. All they have to do now is fix the fact that your Spartans kind of blip into existence every time. I mean, they should render those guys in before the game starts, in my opinion. But, whatever. So, post-death replays. As again, I have stated beforehand, nobody likes post-death replays. At least, most Halo fans don't like replays on their deaths. Because Halo isn't like Call of Duty or Battlefield, where there's camping involved, and you might have not seen the person who killed you. In Halo, it's quite obvious who killed you. Like, you know, it's like, oh, how did I die? Oh, yeah, the guy just got, you know, a perfect 4-shot slay with the BR. Exactly. There's not much thought to it. Just, the guy just outgunned you or got a little bit luckier. Or maybe you didn't get lucky and you swayed your camera off and missed a shot because you're using vibration. I don't know. But in all hindsight, it's useless. So, this will become an opt-in feature, meaning that you can turn it on or off. So if you turn it off, players will see a traditional follow-up cam and have a person to view the replay of their death at the killer's perspective if they so choose. So that means that we'll get our classic screen, which means that we're allowed to see the person teabagging us afterwards, which is perfect. It makes me laugh and makes me want to get vengeance on my mouth by shooting his balls. Medals! Decreased frequency... My mouth is starting to dry. I've been talking forever. Decreased frequency and number of medals displayed in the medal feed. So... this means, like, you get... there's so many medals in Halo 5. There's some stupid-ass medals. I think the stupidest one I've seen so far is the Snipetanious medal. The Snipetanious, the announcer, God, I love that announcer back in like Halo 3 and Halo 4. Actually, Halo Reach, I think, was my favorite. His voice was spectacular. But now they're like auto-tuning it and putting in like a robotic tone into it, and it sounds weird, and he's putting way too much emphasis on that Snipetanious medal. I don't know. Another one that I didn't really like was the hat trick, which I think I don't even know what that one was. I just got it a whole lot of times, and I really didn't care. And also the perfect. I don't care about the perfect either. I thought the perfect would be kind of rarer because the auto-aim was actually... The auto-aim technically, in terms of like slowing down your movement speed, was actually much lower than a traditional Halo game, and everybody moves faster. So I thought getting a 4 or 5 shot kill or whatever the perfect is would be harder. But once you kind of get the feel for the game, getting that headshot isn't actually that difficult. So every kill you're getting is the perfect, and it's just annoying. So they're going to reduce the frequency and number of medals displayed on his feed. So hopefully that means that we won't have things flying in our face every time. Because I kind of liked how he used to do the medals, where it used to be on the left or right side, where it wasn't really in your way. But now, I think it displays the number and the medals in like the center right below your scope, which I find absolutely distracting. Especially because a lot of those medals now are like Tron style. Next one off is the feature I don't really care about, Spartan Chatter. Spartan Chatter. Players will have the option to turn it on or off in the settings menu. Spartan Chatter is for the people who don't have friends. I'm just going to say it right now, but I don't really mind not having Spartan Chatter on even when I do have a party of people, because, I have a group of people that you play with that are actually good, and they communicate, and, they help you out, and, you end up controlling the map and winning every single match, no problem. And then I have the friends that don't really know how to play Halo really professionally, or, just slightly above casual. So, it might help to actually have callouts. And I find callouts to be relatively useful, and, callout times, like, if you play Halo way too hardcore like I do sometimes, you would know that you have a timer typically on your computer or phone or whatever your device is, telling you when the respawn times of your next sniper rifle or whatever it was. And if you remember Halo Reach, where they only respawn once you drop the weapon, you would control when you drop the weapon to make sure you pick it up immediately afterwards. So having the Spartan Chatter allow players to know the times of weapon respawns is actually kind of useful, and I would actually like it on. Seeing as they say they can turn it on and off, I don't think I can control what settings they have on and just the general on or off. But, worst comes to worst, just throw on the timers and enjoy it with your friends. If you don't have any friends to play Halo 5 with, and, I know a few people on PlayStation that have those problems all the time, and I don't know anybody on Xbox because, I'm here. But I guess you can turn it on. I mean, Halo has always been really fun as long as you have a group of people to play with, so I don't know why you're playing alone. I know during my first impressions I was playing alone, but that was because everybody else wasn't on, or actually I think nobody had a game downloaded because they didn't download it early like I did. I'm talking way too much. Adding highlights to placed or drop weapons to make them easier to see. They had this in Halo 2 Anniversary that kind of tells you, there's a weapon right here. And yes, I did actually find that problem when I was playing Halo 5 Guardians, where I'm where's the weapon? I saw it flash my screen for a quarter of a second. But this isn't a problem that Halo 5 Guardians has had. I mean, other Halos have also had that problem. I mean, Halo CE Anniversary has that problem massively, but that's only campaign. And I think the primary reason why Halo 5 has this problem is because... Sorry, I'm just taking a breather quickly. The reason why they have this problem is because the lighting is so pretty. I mean, that game looks gorgeous. And there's no doubt in my mind that Things Forge is going to be the next level of cool. But the lighting and the dynamic lighting and the shading and the really lights and the very darks, makes it hard to see weapons, which are pretty much black or silver or whatever metal-esque type colors, and it makes it really hard to see what weapons you're picking up. So I think adding this flash is actually useful, and I'm actually glad they're adding it in, because I would rather have little weapon flashes kind of breaking the immersion and letting me, letting me like pick up the weapon rather than having dumbed down lighting, because I love lighting and I love how Halo looks. Halo 5 looks very pretty, and I can't deny that. Next one up is general tuning for announcer and Spartan chatter to reduce the frequency of events and focus on the information that matters most to players. So I guess they're getting rid of the nice snipe bro and the nice nade bro and the nice kill bro things that they always keep saying over and over and over again. I really don't care for. So I guess they actually are focusing more on the information, like snipers in 2.5 minutes. Like, that's something I need to know. Thank you very much. So that's useful. And maybe if it's almost 90% like callouts and timers, and rather than bullshit like nice kill bro, then I actually might keep it on, because looking over your shoulder and looking at the timer and saying, oh shit, 43 more seconds till the rocket launcher spawns, is awful, because you have to look over and my neck starts to hurt and I'm lazy. Next thing up is probably the largest problem I had besides the sniper rifle, is the competitive skill ranking, because it was jack shit if you were not playing with a party. If you play alone, just decide to commit suicide, because you're gonna be on the sore end of the stick having people who don't even know how they made it to the pro level, the semi-pro level, get their ass shit on by other people in the semi-pro level. And I'm just sitting here like, they're not that hard. We should be even. It's broken. It's broken. And here's what they're saying. They're going to improve the skill detection during placement phase. So in other words, you're not going to get people who are, I don't know, semi-pros and jack bad at the game. I don't know how they do it. I guess it's primarily because it is done if you win or lose, and not primarily on your leaderboard, like where you place on the leaderboard. I kind of liked how the Halo 5's concept, not Halo 5, Halo 4's concept was for ranking, where it took in your ranking for, like the overall leaderboard. Like being first in first place, that's going to help you out, trust me. Being third in first place, decent. You might see a little improvement. But it really helped when you lose and your teammates are idiots and, you get like, you go 23-1, but you lose still because there's some other guy who went 50-6. Not 50-6, I mean 1-50, I don't know. There's people out there who have not gotten a kill in a Halo game their entire life, and they've been playing that game for like 6 years. I swear to God, people. But hopefully this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to improve team balancing and improve skill matchmaking, so people won't hit the semi-pro level without actually being that good. And it also says they're going to be preventing skill boosting. I don't know what they mean by skill boosting, but I don't like the sound of it. I'm guessing it's similar to what you did in Call of Duty, where you kind of make like this fake lobby and just kill your friends until you get ranked up. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't even want to know what skill boosting is in Halo 5, so I don't feel compelled to do it, because I prefer my rank to be solid, but I don't want to go into temptation. Finally! Uh-oh. My computer froze! Okay, it's back. My computer froze again. I can't freaking leave. Oh, I know why. Give me a moment, people. There we go. Okay. Last but not least is something I ignored because I assumed it was the beta, and I'm glad they're fixing it. Matchmaking. So, matchmaking had a few problems. Primarily the problem where the game told you can't leave. And it literally froze you in the loading screen for the next match, and I can't exit the game. It's like freaking like, you can't leave. If you die in the game, you die in real life. And like, oh god. So they're fixing that. Thank you, please. I like to be free, you know. That was my primary concern. Also, the random black screens that would appear every once in a while. But again, you know, it's a beta. It's gonna happen. So, general improvements include faster matches, which I would hope. I mean, if they're faster than Halo Master Chief Collection, I think it'd be pretty good. I mean, 5 hours. Anything lower than 5 hours would be pretty well appreciated. Thank you. Better skill matchmaking, which goes into the ranking system, you know. I want to be paired off with the people I want to play with, like at lobbies. I want fair matches, and it's not like I didn't have a fair match every once in a while in Master Chief Collection, not Halo 5. You know, I had matches. I had a few matches where we were all like at my level. We were all trading, not really trading kills, but it felt like this was an actual match where I could win, but I had to try. And those are the best matches in Halo. The ones that go down to 1 kill. Those are the best. Those are the best matches if your entire team is, like, communicating or at least you're going through the rhythms. You all know what you're doing. I love those matches. I don't like being paired off with idiots, and I don't like fighting people who don't know how to play Halo. I let people who don't know how to play Halo play other people who don't know how to play Halo. And let them, you know, eventually learn the rules. Don't pair off 3 people who haven't used a BR in their life and have me go against 3 Onyx level players, because I might play a semi-pro. That might be my ranking. But, you know, if there's 2 people shooting me at once and nobody's giving me support fire, I'm not gonna win. It's, you know, it's a team game. The individual skill doesn't really matter to a degree. I mean, at some points, yes, a guy who's good at the sniper is going to dominate regardless, but still. Next thing is they're going to increase the feedback for players. You know, I would kind of like to know the medals I got in the game and have those medals be recorded. Because, you know, when I got my first Extermination Perfection match, I would have really loved to have had those medals. It felt like I accomplished something. Or, you know, maybe have a theater mode that would allow me to save that, because I don't have my game capture plugged in 24/7, sadly. So that sucks, you know. What do you do about it? But player feedback, great. I would love player feedback, so I can see the medals I got. I felt kind of lost when I didn't have that in Halo 5, which feels really weird. Next one up is something you might have remembered from, I think it was in Halo 3 and it was in Halo Reach. This is the desired characteristics in matchmaking, which allowed you for, I want people who have good connection, and they have a good reputation for not swearing every 5 seconds, and, you know, maybe communicate. And maybe their goal in the matchmaking is to win and not to, I don't know, shoot each other and then boot from the game when you retaliate. I don't know. You know, that's what I want. That's the desired thing. I don't really use it though, because I felt like it changed nothing in Halo Reach or Halo 3. But maybe for other people it might do something. So I like that they're adding a little bit more depth to the matchmaking. And this one is a problem they still have in the Master Chief Collection, which I love, which is improved party versus party matchmaking. Parties? Not easy. If you want a headache, try to do parties in any new Halo game, because it is torturous. Making a party, not easy. And in the Master Chief in the early days, if you were lucky enough to get yourself into a party with another person, after the match ended, you guys would all be booted out of the party, and you'd have to try to connect again. So this was a similar problem in Halo 5, and I had troubles playing with people, so that was why I was stuck playing by myself, and why I experienced a lot of those, you can say, matchmaking, ranking problems, which made me want to pull my hair out every time. So, I mean, it was really satisfying when I got a good match, but, you know. Next one is something I kind of like, but kind of don't like, which is hide true skill rankings before the match starts. So this is supposed to prevent people from quitting, which doesn't make any sense. Why would you feel compelled to quit if everybody's around your same level? I mean, why? Like, it shouldn't be... This makes me feel kind of worrisome that they don't have confidence that their true skill system is going to be good. It's because if they're going to hide it, like, this guy's actually a recruit, we're not going to tell anybody though. Like, I don't want that. But I understand that maybe some people are kind of very, very picky with the people they have on their party. It's like, if this guy's a semi-pro, but his whatever that number after semi-pro means isn't at this certain level, I'm quitting. I guess that's what they mean. I don't know, but I'm just gonna say it like this: quitter's gonna quit. A quitter is always gonna quit because he doesn't feel like it. And you know what? There is people out there who quit matches not because they're douchebags, but because they actually have something they have to do, which I'm totally fine with. And last but not least, and this is something I think every Halo game should have, is punish quitters by having true skill penalties. So that means, and matchmaking bans. That is fantastic. Discourage people from quitting. I mean, don't make it like as soon as you quit, you have to wait 30 minutes to play again. Like, you know, there's people out there who have to get stuff done. But I enjoy the idea of, you know, punishing people for quitting, because playing a 1v4 match and being any of the people in that match, including the person being 1v4'd, is not fun. And guess what? The person dominating that one person, also not very fun. I just want the match to end. At that point, yeah, please, just quit yourself. It's not... I like the idea of discouraging quitting, because quitting in Halo is not the greatest, because... Well, of course, I believe now they have join in progress, so it removes the problems primarily. And finally, which is even more changes, they'll be doing other stuff. I'm pretty sure they'll be listening to even more player feedback when the time comes around. There was so many like terrible comments out there in the Halo forums about fixes, and there's some really, really good advice that they have out there. And I'm glad that 343 is deciding to listen to them, and I find it absolutely fantastic. So let's just go ahead and do a quick check at how long this is going. Oh my god! You know what? This is the first podcast ever, because this thing is going on for 53 fucking minutes. Jesus, Mother H. Christ. What am I going to use for filler content for this? I don't even know. Well, let's just finish off the news then. This is the grand reveal, the grand redo of the Red Light Studios. I'm making up for like 6 or 7 months worth of no videos by making one that compiles all of them together. This is like 6 videos typically. Okay. Last but not least on the news category is the update on the supposedly fixed Master Chief Collection. It has come to great joy and occasion that the Master Chief Collection has made a lot of improvement. Is it completely fixed? No. Has it made an extreme amount of improvement? Yes. First of all, you can now turn off your vibration with Halo 3. Is Halo 3 sensitivity feel kind of clunky in comparison to the 360? Yes. But does Halo 2 feel amazing? Absolutely. Halo 2 is by far like the best thing they've done. Like Halo 2 Classic feels like Halo 2 Classic. And it's amazing. As far as matchmaking goes, I didn't find much problems in matchmaking, but the people I partied up with is we're all team betraying trolls, and everybody else was playing the game, so I felt kind of left out there, but it's fine. As far as true skill ranking in Master Chief Collection, it's still only Anniversary for only Halo 2 Anniversary. Everything else, still unranked. They said ranking is coming soon. I don't know if that soon's ever going to come. As far as party system goes, that's still in the dark for me. I don't know if party system still works, but I'm praying that it does. They've made a lot of matchmaking updates and everything, so if you want to try to brave through it and play Master Chief Collection again, I would recommend it, because you'll be pleasantly surprised about how everything is changed. And I think it's wonderful that 343 has not decided to throw in the towel and be like, we made our money, let's just, become EA. Like, it's great. I love the changes that they're making. It really does show that these people care about the Halo franchise and where it's going. I don't know if their story presentation with the whole Hunt the Truth, Master Chief being a traitor thing is going to work out. I don't know. As long as you don't kill off Master Chief, I'm really happy. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't exactly like I love the changes that they made, or they are going to make with the Master Chief, not the Halo 5 Guardians. I got all my games confused now. I like where they're going. I like where they're going with all the Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo 5. I like all the fixes. I like their commitment to what they have. What they have for Halo 5, I don't know. Halo 5 feels a lot like Counter-Strike mixed with Titanfall, mixed with Call of Duty. It feels very, put together from a lot of other games. It feels really heavily other game inspired. I don't think Halo needs that, but I guess it's because they're trying to target a different audience. I mean, at this point, most of the people who play Halo can't play, 12 hours a day like they used to when they were kids. I mean, most people have jobs. People have things to do, and most original Halo fans, they can't play and they can't commit to the community as much as they used to. So I'm guessing to try to rebuttal or, bring Halo back from the grave, as people have been calling it, they need to bring in new people. They can't always please the old people because they need to bring in new people. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in the people who are familiar with Call of Duty, the people who had a somewhat fascination for Halo, but ended up getting Titanfall instead because why not? It was out earlier. So I hope. And what I see right now is a game that's going to be far more successful than Halo 4. I think what really caused Halo 4 to fall apart was the fact that there was too much hype. I think Halo 5, after Halo 4, people were kind of skeptical of where Halo 5 is going to be going, and if it's going to be a good game or not. I don't think its sales are going to be fantastic. No. But I think it's going to be a much better game for people who buy it. I think it's going to be a much more worthwhile experience. I think that you'll actually have enjoyment playing a game continuously. Halo 4, it almost felt like, why am I playing this while I can be playing something else like Halo 3? So, I don't know why. Halo 4 just didn't feel like I should continue playing. After you finish all the progression, you're like, I don't need to. So I think Halo 5 is gonna grab people in and actually make them play more. And that is primarily because of the multiplayer, but they also have to incorporate a nice solid campaign that's fun so people can speedrun it, so people can, make videos. And I also think they should add in some game mode similar to Firefight or Spartan Ops, which I'm pretty sure they're never going to do again because that flopped tremendously. So, yeah. I hope that they pull it together. I don't exactly enjoy the new direction they're going. That's where I was. I was talking about the direction, and I just got sidetracked. I mean, I'm just rambling at this point. The direction they're going in isn't the direction I would do or pick myself, but that's because I like Halo 2, and I like those games where movement isn't a big deal. In fact, the game is kind of based around the fact I don't have a lot of movement. So, the direction they're going in isn't exactly to my liking, but the way they're approaching this direction they're going in is really solid. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be successful in grabbing in a few new people, a few new players that will actually continue to play their Halo games. The only problem is the confusion with the Hunt the Truth thing. I found it cool. Why would people who just got into the game after playing the beta, or maybe the Master Chief Collection, think it's cool? Because most people don't care much for the story. I mean, there's me. There's, I guess, Halo follower. At least they look into it. I'm not sure if they're really passionate about it. And there's plenty of people, but there's very few. In comparison to everybody else who plays, like, Halo, I say about maybe 75% play Halo for the matchmaking. The other maybe 10% do it for the fun custom games. Actually, I can go far to say maybe 15% go for the custom games. Because custom games are fun, but primarily people go for the actual multiplayer. And then there's the other people, the rest of the people, like the 20% or maybe even 15% that just go for the story and for just, like, the firefight. They enjoy killing the AIs. So it's weird to me that Halo Hunt the Truth is going for the story people. It's interesting to me. And I think I'm about to end this video because I've been going on and on and on for over an hour now. So I'm Spartan M106, and my final verdict for Halo 5 is that even though I don't agree with the direction it's taking, they are taking the right steps for going in that direction. And for people out there who like and enjoy what Halo 5 is going, like the direction it's going in, you will enjoy Halo 5. Me personally, I will play Halo 5 for the campaign, and potentially for the Forge, actually, if it is actually good enough. Because if the Forge is expansive enough and doesn't glitch or, feel sluggish, I will probably, make Forge maps, do a whole bunch of creative stuff, as much as I can, really, using the Forge editor. Matchmaking could be a side thing I do with a couple of friends every once in a while, but at the end of the day, I don't think Halo 5 is going to grab me like Halo Reach did, or Halo 3. Like, Halo Reach was still enough. I don't know, maybe I was just younger. I was just younger when Halo Reach came out. Halo Reach I was really psyched for Halo Reach. I won't deny. I probably still have my, beer goggles on for Halo Reach, even now. So, yeah. Halo 5 is going to be good in its own way. If you like where it's going, congrats. You have found a game that's going to make you really, really happy for, the next few months. Maybe the entire year. I don't know when the next Halo game's coming out. Halo 6 or Halo Wars 2, hopefully. That'd be fun. So, I'm Spartan 106 of Red Light Studios. This was, I guess, the opening sequence to my new Redcap, which is literally the exact same thing as the old one, except, I don't know. It's the same thing as the old one, except maybe better animated slightly, potentially. I mean, I still have a shitty-ass computer editing this stuff, so it's a lot of hard work. So I'll see you guys all next time. And don't forget to subscribe to see what else I have. I have plenty of other Redcap series. I have Destiny content along with Titanfall. I have live streams on my Twitch channel, Spartan M106. I typically do videos on Saturdays. For Destiny, I do the Nightfall. I also do, every once in a while, I'll do open lobbies where I one-man the raids for you guys, so you guys can upgrade your level 27s or 28 level characters. So I'll see you guys all next time.